friends, my name is Zenith KJ and I welcome you all to Dose of Motivation series of videos. You're watching Wings Training Solutions YouTube channel. As we've been contributing a lot in terms of helping you all to crack aptitude tests, we thought why not come up with something unique this time. So in this video, I have someone special who is going to share her experience of getting hired for a product-based organization. So I would like to welcome Miss Ritika, who is studying in 7th semester computer science engineering and who has already got selected for Kuros, which is a product-based organization with 10 lakhs CTC. So let's hear her experience. Ritika, welcome to our channel and thank you so much for giving your time so that we could conduct your interview.
Thank you, Zenat. It's a pleasure being here and actually giving back to the people who helped me so much. Thank you.
So I have a very simple question to get started with the interview, Ritika. Well, Kuros is a product-based company. So would you like to speak about Kuros, what kind of organization it is in detail so that our viewers also could get more information on Kuros?
Okay. So, I was attending one interview after the other, and then Kuros came, and I thought, okay, this is just another company that I'm going to give my 100% for. But during the pre-placement talk, I realized that their specialty is social media management, data analysis, and trend analysis. So they filter out necessary information from all sources of data, and they cater to tier 1 companies like Google and Amazon. And social media is the science of today, right? Instagram Reels here and now, and TikTok in another part of the world, and all of these carry so much of hidden valuable information, and sifting through that is what Kuros does. And when I realized that, I was drawn to it because it is something that I felt I could contribute a lot to. And when I understood in detail what they're doing, I had made up my mind. I was like, this is what I want to do.
That's lovely, Ritika. Thanks so much for that, Ritika. What all rounds did you have with Kuros?
So we had 4 rounds. The first was the aptitude, and then we had the technical round, the managerial round, and the last was the HR round. It was a very short round, the HR round.
So would you like to get into the details of aptitude round? How many questions were there? What was the duration? And how did you actually crack that?
Okay, sure. So, aptitude round was the first round, and Kuros was very different from other companies because usually, what is the norm? You have one question and 1 minute to solve it, but here we were given 40 questions and only 20 minutes to solve. So, it was a race against time, and you can't go back once you answer a question, and you only have to move forward. So, but the best part of this was the questions were all very easy. We had about 20 reasoning questions, and all of them were like, visual reasoning questions, like find the differences between the two panels. So 4 sets of images were given, and we had to find out how many were the same and how many were different. And then the other aptitude questions dealt with quant. And in quant, under the broad umbrella of percentages, we had a little bit of simple interest and, the basic things about how 125% of a certain value is equal to something, and find that. So you just had to be quick and you had to be accurate. So people with the highest number of correct answers were shortlisted for that particular round. Speed and accuracy is the key. And just know your tricks, know your shortcuts well for percentages, ratio, proportions, and you're good to go for that round.
That's lovely. So except that time crunch, I don't think you did not have any other challenges because you seem very confident even now. I'm sure you must have done a great job. So I want to ask you, how was your technical round, Ritika? What kind of questions were asked to you? And how actually you built your technical skills? Did you start working on technical skills from the beginning, or did you just become serious after you got into final year? How was it?
Okay, so this particular technical interview, believe me, it was filled with anxiety, and the first half of the interview didn't go well. Like, I could visibly see how the ship was going down, and I really didn't think I would make it to the next round. I'll tell you exactly where the panelists felt that maybe my candidature can be shifted, can be forwarded to the next round. So this was different from other interviews in the sense, there are companies that follow platforms like Metal or HackerOth, where they give you problem statements and you code, you pass all the test cases, and then you clear the round with a certain score. But this was different because we had a Zoom meeting, and then the panelist gave me a problem statement. I had to share my screen and code in front of her, and that brings in a lot more heat to the whole thing because there's someone actually, monitoring you, asking you questions in between about what's the kind of approach that you're following, or how do you plan to debug this error. But the plus point is, even if you get stuck somewhere and they know that you're confident about your approach, they'll know that you know your basics, right? Which doesn't happen in the case of the test case passing thing. So that was a plus. But here, I think because of the whole atmosphere, and I did manage to pass one question, and then the other two, I was stuck there for some time. And she realized that that was the moment where my heart sank. And then she said, you know what, let's move on to the next question. Tell me something about your project. And that was the point where I realized that I can actually make it. So when you speak about your projects, know that this is the best impression of you that you can create, because this is your project. And when you display that sense of passion, that sense of ownership, and tell them, this is what I use, this is why I chose this project, this is why I did this. And when you display that enthusiasm, they realize that you're very passionate about your work. And I think that sold the interview for me, the technical part of it.
That's lovely, Ritika. So what about the HR round? How many questions were asked to you, and how long did it go?
Okay, so before the HR round, we had the managerial round. And in the managerial round, so this was probably the best round in the whole interview for me. And it dealt a lot with what kind of a person I am, what kind of an enthusiasm I had about my work. So I had done these courses in psychology, and during the pandemic when we had a lot of free time, and she was blown away by what was there, and why did I choose psychology. And I told her I've always been interested in it. I've been an empathetic person, and to help me strengthen that quality in me, I chose this. And this is how I applied what I learned in psychology in my project. So within my domain, how do I choose to help people in other industries? So a lot of the conversation revolved around that. And towards the end, right, we spoke. She asked some pretty hard questions about or how I'm applying it right now in the interview, or other things that I've done besides my academics. And so you need to sell yourself as a whole authentic package there in the managerial interview. So whatever you do it really well. Whether it is spending time with your friends or whether it's the classes you attend, it doesn't mean that things have to be boring. Every minute that you invest, it is an investment, and it's going to come back with a lot of returns to you. So if you're having fun, make sure you're having fun completely. And the memories that you create should be rewarding, because that is what help you when you're going through a stressful period. And when you're studying, when you're in your classes, when you're practicing, when you're taking tests, do that honestly, because that is where you're developing your skill. A college exam may not be that relevant later on, but it's the amount of time that you're giving, the effort that you're giving in it, and that will stay with you. So that's the whole point of an exam. Don't take the easy way out, don't try to cheat, because in the managerial round, and in this company there was a managerial round, but in other companies there are different ways where they test this. So it is all going to create a big impact in those rounds.
That's lovely, Ritika. I think, as people say, choti mo badi baat. Most
Mhm.
probably, I wish we all could understand this. Giving your 100% in whatever you do, and making sure you focus on only one thing at a time, that automatically leads you to success. As you're very smart and you have achieved what you wanted to achieve, and I'm sure you have been extremely hardworking. success never comes to those people who are just busy. It comes to
Mm.
those people who are extremely productive. And that's what I can feel from every sentence what you're speaking. So what message would you like to give it to our viewers?
Okay, so I would like to remind you that learning is a continuous process. Okay, it doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to be in front of a laptop with someone in front of you in formals in your with books all around you. It doesn't have to be that. Learning happens every minute. Every minute you're soaking in some kind of information or the other, right? So if I have to go back to the aptitude rounds when I told you spot the differences, those were things that used to come in magazines when I was little, circling all those six differences between two panels. And I never thought that, okay, one day this will be an interview question. And even if it's the courses that you're taking, whether it is going out with your friends, believe me, learning is happening every second. You're not conscious of it. So don't think of learning something as a task. There are things like mathematics, aptitude, coding that you need to devote time to and study formally, but there are other things that you're acquiring at every point. So don't have a specific mindset that, okay, this is boring and this is interesting. Everything is interesting because you're constantly growing every minute. And make sure that you display that sense of authenticity in everything that you're doing. So whether it is the work, whether it's the studies, whether it's the tests that you're taking, do it honestly once again, because that is what will be filtered out at some point or the other. Someone's going to know whether you have done this genuinely or whether you have taken the easy way out. If you're having, see, you can have a life completely. You're a college student and these years won't come back. And I wanted those weekends off during a hectic semester, but I made sure that my projects didn't suffer. And how did I do that? I did my projects in the vacations. So even before the semester started, I made sure that everything was taken care of and I can have my time out, my Saturday, Sunday off. So you can have the best of both worlds. Don't feel that your life is over now, 4 boring years ahead of you, or don't feel that, okay, I'm young now, I'll party now, we'll see things in the 4th year. So don't do that. You can have the best of both worlds, enjoy yourself, and at the same time learn. Make mistakes, it's okay, but learn something.
Thanks so much, Ritika. That's lovely. I think everything what you spoke as a message to our viewers reminded me of only one thing. You are never too young to teach anything to anyone. At the same time, you are
Mhm.
never too old to learn anything from anyone. I wish we all understand the same and we understand the significance of this statement. We continue to learn till the last breath of our life. So, once again, thank you so much, Ritika, for your time and for sharing your experience. I'm sure this is going to mean a lot to all our viewers. Thanks a lot for your time again, Ritika.
Sure.
Bye bye.
Thank you.